Hello, Swivelheads. This is Greg Allison, Green Greg's, coming to you on the 12th of March, 22. Time on deck is 19:11 hours Central Standard Time. Now, what you got to know right now is that the U.S. Consulate in Erbil, Iraq, is under attack by Iranian missiles, and so is Saudi Arabia. That is the reports I'm getting. This is live. It's fresh. It's raw. It's not collaborated with stuff on the news media. None of our medias are carrying it, so this is as breaking as it gets. I'm getting the sources from. First, I got the heads up from Lee Wilbarger. It's on his channel. There are various streaming right now going on of these missiles. What is it said, guys? And this is still raw. We don't have a lot of information yet, but Erbil is a Kurdish province, and it's the Kurdish territory in northern Iraq. Why Iran would attack that place, I don't know. We just had failed talks where Biden was trying to negotiate to get back to that joint comprehensive plan of agreement, the JCPOA, JCPOA, I hate pronounce that, CPOA, that Obama had created with Iran, supposing to keep them from developing nuclear missiles, but nuclear weapons. But we do know that Iran already went past way past the thresholds of enrichment that were agreed to in that original agreement. For some reason, the talks broke down. I don't know what that was all about. But now we have a consulate under attack. Now they have attacked. They've had in the past some of their proxies attacking the green zone that we had in Iraq before. With small little missiles, but this is major missiles. It is quite an attack. Well, I don't know why they would choose to do that at this time. This could mean war. I don't know how it wouldn't. Mississippi pure blood. There you go. I don't know how this would not mean war at this point in time. As you know, the United States has been trying to be moderate, or Israel has been wanting to attack Iraq because they felt like Iraq was going to have this nuclear devices and attack them. So Israel's been chomping at the bit to attack Iraq, but Iraq attacks Saudi Arabia and a U.S. consulate in the Kurdish region of Iraq, known as Erbil. Iraq is, for some of those you don't know, that's the country where Saddam Hussein was. This is one of the countries that we went and took down after 9/11, where it was alleged there was weapons of mass destruction, which weren't existent there. We really had no business going in Iraq, in my humble opinion, at that point in time, because we went in under false pretenses, false information. But we broke the egg, and we kind of owned it for a while. But Iraq is an odd country in that it was kind of divided and set up by the British Empire. It's an unnatural country. The northern part is Kurdish. The middle part is Sunni Muslims, and the southern part is Shia Muslims. The Shia Muslims are in majority. So when it became a democratic country, it went from being Sunni to Shia. Shia is in alignment with Iran. So because Iran is a Shia Muslim nation. So it's a really strange thing there. We know in the past we had supported both Iran and Iraq against each other. We played them against each other a little bit, but mostly we supported Iraq, because the Iranians took hostages from us. So this is not a pretty picture. I wonder why this is going on now. Is it because, I don't think you'd have this if we had a weak president in office. I got to be blunt about that. I mean, and they may be doing it because they think we're so distracted by what's going on in Ukraine. And there's even reports right now, guys, there's reports, TV reports from Russian TV apparently right now showing Russians planning troop movements into NATO countries of the Baltics, the Latvia, and Estonia. So I don't know what's coming up, guys. We may be on the verge of WW3. As you might know, there was that letter written by Mr. Pike way long ago to Giuseppe Mazzini, and we're talking General Pike, so, outlining a plan for 3 wars of worldwide repute, and pretty much the first 2 look like what happened, even though the letter was reputed to have, there's a book written about it after World War I, but it laid out a World War II and a World War III. So some people claim that this wasn't real, you can't find it, and maybe it's not, but it's really uncanny how the Mideast has unfolded to match what they call for. But still, we've been seeing stuff happen in Russia and China, so it made you wonder, really, was that letter on track? What was going on there? I don't know, guys, but it's really strange. Hey, Johan, how you doing? It's really strange what's happening. Biden's no good except for making everything worse. Well, he may be right on plan. You know, I'm kind of, see, I did a video. The reason I did the video, kind of throwing a little cold water on Putin, is I really wonder if they're all just working for the same man, Klaus. Because, you know, crashing the world economies, say that war, it has, if nothing else, it's on the fact that it's having the effect of crashing our economies, crashing banking, which fits real good if you want to do a set of if you know what I mean. I'm trying not to be too explicit here on this platform, what I'm saying, guys, but you ought to be able to figure out where I'm coming from. So this all may be a plan to put us in the system, to put us in, you know, yeah, I was planning to do a follow-up video on that, but now things are rolling fast. Saudis will not will now accommodate our oil needs. Well, they might. So you got to remember, the U.S. dollar is the world reserve currency because Richard Nixon made a drug deal with Saudi Arabia. He basically promised we would buy their oil and we would protect them if they would force the countries to buy oil from them, and everybody was having to buy oil from them in U.S. dollars. That made a huge demand for the U.S. dollar, and it made the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar was already kind of pretty much the world reserve currency, but that's what synced. That's what it made it work, and that's what it led to him, gave him the ability to take the dollar off the gold standard and still see it rise in value. And that having so many dollars in the marketplace is what kept the United States from going into Weimar Republic inflation when we were printing them like crazy over the past few years. But, you know, you can only push things so far and you run out to the edges of the petri dish. You know, there's only so much room in any system before you run into trouble. And now we got inflation because we have been, you know, our debt has been nationally, all our debt has been doubling every 8 years, and our GDP has not been growing near that fast. Now we got a huge GDP debt to debt ratio gap, and that is going to be a problem. And it is a problem. It's a problem right now, and it's already biting us. If nothing else is biting us, that would be a problem. And this war would trigger perhaps an economic collapse based on that alone. That was a premise that Chris Martenson made in one of his peak prosperity videos that I mentioned a while back in one of my recent videos, not a while back, but recently. So this is something you got to pay attention to. This whole thing may be set up. But whatever it is, if it is or it isn't, we're facing some really challenging times, my friends. We are facing a potential war with Iran, or we may be getting into it with Russia. I don't know why Russia would be, but while they're tied down in Ukraine would be. I just heard it. Russian TV is talking about them moving into the Baltic republics, which are NATO nations. If that happens, we're at war with Russia. I hope that's not the case. Just some reporters blowing wind, because we don't need this. We do not need this at this time. We don't need to talk about no-fly zones. There's a lot of people talking about idiotic things that would get us into World War III. We need to leave Ukraine alone, in my humble opinion. We shouldn't have went into Iran. We should not have deposed the duly elected president of Iran and installed the Shah. The Shah was a tyrant, and the people hated him. That's why the Ayatollahs want taking Iran over. We messed this whole region up. We messed up Libya by taking Muammar Gaddafi out. You know, these are things that I mentioned to you guys, and I've said it before. And I don't have many mods in the house. What's going on? Anyway, maybe the noise is prepared for me coming on here. So, Greg, I like to jump guys, I'm trying to bring you a report while it's fresh. That's what I'm doing here. This is fresh. What's happening under attack from Iran? The U.S. Consulate in Erbil, which is in Iraq. It's in the Kurdish region of Iraq. It's several large missiles, large explosions. I've heard reports of something like 14 missiles, 6 missiles, different reports. This is not settled out. There's a lot. You won't find this on any news service right now. This is breaking news. You're going to get it first from me, or if you're not watching Lee Wilbarger, you might get it over there. Because Lee's covering this. So Lee Wilbarger's covering it. I'm covering it. He's got more data, a lot more data than Northern Greg. Well, Karen, my whole point is here that I've been telling you guys, keep your eyes wide open and head on a swivel. And I've always said I'd bring you news as soon as I got it. And this is breaking news. I don't know a lot of details about this yet. But I just want you guys to know, to be aware. Keep your eyes really wide open right now. We may be getting into it big time. This could get heavy. This could get thick. I got a few mods in the house. I appreciate seeing Johan in here. So keep an eye out, guys. Help me moderate the discussion tonight, because my mod to commenter ratio is mighty. Hey, Grant's in the house. Very good. I'm glad to see Grant here. Grant's a good guy. Got a good outdoors channel. Worm farmer and outdoorsman. Got a lot of fishing videos. Check out his channel. Arnold Smith, good to see you here. 91's your checking number. So yeah, mods, let's just kind of help watch the chat. I don't have time to watch it too closely right now. So once again, to recap, the word is that Iran, in fact, there's video that's reported to be from Iran showing them launching missiles from Iran. And there's video of heavy explosions at the U.S. Consulate in Erbil. This is in no news right now. I did a scan before I came live to see if any news service had picked this up. Now, as I speak, it may be appearing. I don't know. And I don't know what the story they're going to put out on this. I have no idea. Sorry, Arnold. You know, I can't. Notice I went live with this just as soon as I got a little bit of information, a little tenuous information. And this is just to give you a heads up, guys. I will come back with more information as we learn more about this event. Hey, we got Nashville in the house. You're just 2 hours away from me there, Leah. So again, Iran apparently has attacked a U.S. consulate. That's U.S. territory. That's an act of war. Now, we know in the past they had proxies attacking with smaller missiles. These are big missiles. This is not a pretty picture. They may try to sweep it under the rug. I don't know. They've swept things like that in the past. In the past, when something like that happened, we'd go in with a few fighter jets and hit them back. This is a major hit. This is a major hit. What prompted this, I have no idea. All I know, all I'm telling you is what I'm getting, what I am hearing. And apparently they also attacked Saudi Arabia. And this is why Saudi Arabia, I did a video in the past saying why Israel and Saudi Arabia might go in together. The Biden administration didn't want to have a war with Iran. So that's kind of interesting. You know, their predecessor, the Obama administration, sent billions of dollars in folding cash to Iran on pallets when they negotiated original JCPOA, the JCPOA, Joint Comprehensive Plan of what was that agreement, whatever it was that could supposedly keep Iran from enriching uranium to the point which they've already enriched it. So, yeah, I don't know what the point of the negotiations were anymore, other than just Biden wanted a negotiation because Iran's pretty much got there. And that's what Israel's been upset about. So maybe this is just them taking preemptive action, but hitting the consulate is not a good preemptive action. That is almost like something you'd do just to make somebody want to hit you back. So that's odd. Maybe they'll claim, oh, we missed the target. We were firing at these guys over here. We didn't mean to hit the consulate. I don't know how this is going to play out, guys. But it's a very ominous thing right now when we're facing what we're facing in Ukraine. I don't care what side you think is what. The fact of the matter is we got an ominous situation going on in Ukraine, and there's risk to people here. Right now, people are at great risk. There's risk to people here. I will tell you, prep. Let's see. I'm here, Greg. Good videos. Thank you, Mike Fear. Hey, Mike Fear, you know, buddy there, Mike Fear. Mike is met me at the farmers market. I think he's come to my house once. So, Mike Fear, good to see you here. Mike is a local fan of the channel here. Have no fear. Mike Fear is here. There we go, guys. And then don't panic. Don't ever panic. What you need to do is be aware and thinking and trying to figure things out and figuring out if you need to position yourself. It's what you need to do to get your family ready. I just put up a whole playlist on nuclear war survival. I'm here to tell you that I have thought for a long time that Iran already had two, but because I had reports, they're not official, but I had reports that when Kazakhstan fell, that Iran got two complete missiles with warheads from Kazakhstan. I heard that right after the wall fell. And then Kazakhstan decided immediately to give their stuff up and pushed it back to the Soviet Union, as did Russia, as did Ukraine. Well, it hadn't worked out too well for Ukraine, apparently. Let the Iraqi people live without missiles raining on them. Well, we're not raining them. Iran's raining them. and they're raining them on the Kurdish people, which were the Shia Muslims, don't probably in southern Iraq probably don't care nothing about, to be honest, because Iraq is not really a natural nation. The one natural nation, the Kurdish, which should be a Kurdistan, don't exist. It's in parts of Turkey, Syria, Iraq, Iran. It's divided all over the place. These people are a people, and everybody picks on Turkish people, attack them all the time because they want to be an independent people. Nobody wants them to be independent people, and the Kurds are really depressed for that reason. The Kurds need some freedom. So who knows? Maybe this plays into that. Maybe it gets support for Iran for some of the other neighbors that they're not already in good standing with, which they don't already care about, such as Saudi Arabia. There's been a proxy war going for some time between Iran and Saudi Arabia. They've used the Houthis in Yemen to prosecute this war. So there's absolutely been a proxy war between Iran and Saudi Arabia. However, now apparently it's direct. Why? I don't know. Gas, Florida is, well, you look, if the Iranians shut down the Strait of Hormuz, gas is going to be off the charts, guys. That's going to make it way worse than anything going on with Russia right now. Elton, don't forget to spring your clocks ahead. Oh, is it that time? Is it that weekend? Holy smoke. Wow, guys. Yeah, thank you for that. Elton, I had missed that. Yeah, some local says Mike. Yeah, I know Mike. Dennis Flegel says, thank you, Jasper. Okay, let's see. I'm talking to each other. What does Jasper said? I want to scroll up. So, guys, I'm just telling you what I know. Jasper Silver is nowhere on media. Exactly. They're signaling to me. Yeah, who knows what they'll say anyway. Who knows what they'll say if they say anything. So I brought it to you first. Unless you were already watching Lee Wobarger. He beat me to this. But you can check out his channel. He's got live feed. He's going through Twitter. I'm not subscribed to Twitter. Probably I should. He's picking up a lot of videos on this. All right, we got Ali Khan. Iranian missiles are useless. We have seen the last time. Okay, Ali, where are you from? Talk to us, Ali. Ali Khan. Iranian missiles are useless. We have seen. Yeah, well, they were hitting us with those smaller old Russian-based rockets with their proxies there, Ali. So what do you think? Talk to me, Ali. Hey, we got Mike in the house. How you doing? He says, hey, y'all, you were on this one fast, Greg. Well, I wanted to get it out there to everybody. It's part of what I do. If I get breaking news, I'm going to bring it on here. So just hold on to your hats, folks. Keep your eyes wide open and head on the swivel, like I tell you always. It's a really good time to prep. You might want to make that trip to the local your local box stores and buy beans and rice. But you might want something else to add to it, which is quite nice. I will tell you right now that our special deal is still in effect. You can go to prepwithgreg.com and you can get $50 off 2 of these, which is a 4-week supply. You can get $150 off 6 of them, which is a 3-month supply. This is a 2,000 calories a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It'll hold you through. It's a deal that'll make you a winner because you ain't gonna find that from the other suppliers right now. And my Patriot Supply, which is my source, still has a good supply of this stuff, and they're still running the special, which blows my mind at this point with the prices going the way they are. So get it while the getting's good, whatever you can. If you're buying a can of beans, a can of soup, hey, that'll help. You want a few of these, but these are kind of hard to carry in a backpack. That's 2 servings. One of those pouches below, that can is 4 servings. So it's, I think, a really good deal. Anyway, enough said for that. Guys, is the conflict in Iraq or Saudi Arabia? I heard news of Iraq. Okay, the Watchman. Okay, so it's starting to break now. They have attacked the U.S. consulate in Erbil, which is in the Kurdish territory in northern Iraq. This attack, apparently there's video shown of missile launches, and it's coming out of Iran. And Iran also apparently has attacked Saudi Arabia. I'm surprised they haven't attacked Israel, because Israel's been wanting to attack Iran. And you would think they might do a preemptive attack and attack Israel first, especially now that these talks broke down. And maybe this is why the attack is taking place. Maybe this isn't over yet. Maybe it is. I don't know, guys. We will find out as it unfolds. This kind of caught me by surprise, to be honest. I've been expecting. I've done videos for some time talking about a potential war between Israel and Iran and how it could draw us in, or how we might even get into it directly. There's been a proxy war going between Israel and Iran for some time. There's been bombings, covert stuff going on, ships sunk. It's been a hot covert war, and we have had our fingers in it from the United States side. So we could easily get drawn into this. Now, Iran has got some pretty strong conventional forces and maybe a little bit of nuclear already. As you recall, Stacy Zivicki had that dream a while back of 2 missiles being launched offshore from Venezuela, EMPing the United States of America. She did not know what an EMP was. She didn't know about the politics of Australia or any idea about how a launch from that area might be useful to somebody wanting to EMP attack America. And the reason that place is useful is because that country's out of control. There's no good control in Venezuela. It's a failed nation. And we've got both China, North Korea, who has nukes, Russia, and Iran all operating heavily in Venezuela. So any of these could go offshore and fire something, and we wouldn't know who fired it. And you probably wouldn't suspect Iran, because everybody thinks Iran hadn't got nukes. But I will tell you, I've had intel from way back saying they had 2. So and it's possible they've made one of their own by now. So guys, I'm just telling you what I know, I'm telling you what I'm hearing, and there's a lot to be seen here. So I'm not drawing conclusions, guys. I'm just telling you what's reported, what is cooking. It's said that we have fallen under attack at our U.S. consulate. U.S. consulate is an embassy building. It's considered American territory, and these aren't the little bitty. I didn't hear from the Ali Khan. Does he pop back in here? So I would expect Ali Khan might be from the Mideast with a name like that. Maybe he's got some intel or something unique to share. So, if anybody's on the ground over there, if you're from the Middle East and you're in a chat room, speak up. If you are, but be respectful. We do not tolerate dirty language or people attacking each other in my chat room. So be respectful. And just if you got something that you think is a fact, bring it out. Let us see it. We'll always entertain things that people think are facts. Some are, and some may not be. But we'll see. Drops Family Garden says most worried about Poseidon torpedoes. Amen. Now the Poseidon torpedo. We got a Vladimir Vladimirovich. Iran planted U.S. on a bottle. Oh well, really? All right, Vladimir. Are you from Russia? It's definitely a Russian type name. Hey, I've been to Russia. I enjoyed my trip to Moscow, by the way. I told y'all guys that. There's Al. He's in Pakistan. Okay. All right. Neighbor of Iran. Yes, you are. You are definitely a neighbor of Iran. Y'all definitely got missiles in Pakistan. You definitely got nukes there. And y'all are facing off against India. So, okay, that's good. I'm glad to have somebody in the house in Pakistan. So that gives a different perspective. And I don't mind that. So hello, Pakistan. All right, let's see. Dave, yeah, that's me. Says, well, what's happening? Okay, I guess Vladimir is from Russia. He says, yeah. All right, Vladimir. So let's see. Oh, is that Putin's name? Oh, okay, I have to go back double check that. Yeah, he's got a middle name. That's maybe it. But we don't know who this guy is. Yeah, people come in here with screen names. So Drops Family Garden, Fiddlesticks, yep, and expect it to get much worse over the next. Yeah, guys. So that's really it. We may be getting worse, a lot worse. Hello from. Okay, we got a guy from Iraq. DD. Hello from Kirkuk, Iraq. Oh, DD. All right, DD, talk to us. What do you know? Are you hearing anything from your knothole, DD? What do you hear? What? Are you a Sunni, a Shia? Are you Kurd, or are you somebody else? DD, what's your background? And what are you hearing? Respect people of all backgrounds. I said before, I said many times, there's good people of every faith, religion, from every town, hamlet, city, shire, oblast in the world. So I will listen to anybody as long as they're respectful. Yeah, India just fired a missile into Pakistan, but this time by mistake. Oh my gosh. Now look, Pakistan and India are right next to each other. And what's kept us from going to war with Russia is we had time to figure out that something was or wasn't real coming. Often we thought they were attacking us, and often they thought we were attacking them. It wasn't the case. But because it takes a missile so long to reach each country over the poles, we've been able to avert nuclear war. You guys in Iran and India don't have, excuse me, Pakistan and India don't have that luxury. You're right next to each other. So I've always thought it's quite possible the world's first nuclear war would occur there. It's not a good situation that when you're on a hair trigger with two nuclear powers that want to fight, they're on each other's border. Don Picotta, agree. Thank you for what you do, sir. Well, thank you, Doc. Prayers open doors, says the master's voice. Con spells it out. All right. So let's see here. Tracy says, is there any chances of gas prices coming down? Saying no, especially if Iran shuts down the Strait of Hormuz. You can expect gas prices to rocket like, it'll be a bigger shutdown than anything coming out of Russia. Hey, Soulseye, what'd you find on Twitter? So we'll see if we can get some more reports what you guys can bring in here. And we're going to go here. Hey, Freedom. How you doing, Ransom? Proxy wars first, then World War III. Well, I think we've already had our proxy wars. If Iran is directly attacking a U.S. consulate, that is an act of war. Now, that don't mean that anything will be done about it. Our president is asleep at the switch. Sirens and how do you pronounce it? Shostika, is that? I guess that's in Ukraine. Let's see. Still, Ra says it's all the corrupt governments causing these wars. Yeah, I've said that from the get-go. People, they play us against each other. That's why I get somebody here from Iran, from Russia, from Iraq, whatever. I'll let them say something here as long as they're respectful. I am from Kazakhstan, support the United States. Okay, how you doing? Say Lil, if I'm right, if I probably didn't, and my apologies in advance. I'm from Kazakhstan, support United States. Well, thank you, sir, for being here. So we're getting an international audience here today. That's good. And we got 412 in the room. That's awesome. Earth, we got somebody named Earth here. Russell Bentley channel has been deleted. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's why I got to be very careful what I say on here. This is not a freedom of speech platform. I have to really watch what I say. And y'all got to be careful what y'all say down there too in the chat. Hey, how you doing there? David DeBine's in the house. Awesome. And he's talking to Ransom in the house. They get on each other's channel. David, we got to do a show together. I'll say it all gets cut off beginning this week. Uh-oh. All right. So, David, what do you know? What's getting cut off? The internet, money. I know that Russia is going to cut their internet. So, what else, David? Talk to us. David DeBine's in the house, guys. Hey, I had David on the show a while back, but it's been almost 2 years, at least a year and a half since you've been on. We did a show together. You think Taiwan is going off? How soon? Well, I really wonder about that. I mean, this would be we're so distracted now. It might be that China goaded Iran into this because Iran got a lot of money from China to prop up the Ayatollahs who were in a shaky footing there in Iran. The Iranian people don't like this kind of stuff. The Iranian people want to live like we do. As do most people in the world. They want freedom. Most people want to just be able to raise their kids, go to school, make a living, and have a life. That's what everybody in the world wants is people, but governments play us against each other, and they scare people against each other. Ryan Van Zant, how you doing? He says, I know Dennis. Okay. So they play us against each other, guys. So are you a friend of Lee Wilbarger's? Yes. So, and I know a lot of you don't like him, but I do have a different style than him, but we're friends. And he's got an awesome network for communications that he set up. You ought to check it out. I mean, you really ought to go over and check it out. So let's see. Let's get on it again, Greg. Let's do that, David. David, tell me how to send you a message. I tried to send you a message through Facebook there once. I'm not sure you checked that. A lot of people don't. Eyes to eyes. Cheers, Greg, David, and all. Hey, yeah, we got some good people in the audience tonight, and we got people from all over the world in the audience, including people from the Mideast. We got people from all over here tonight, so that's good. Grim Moon, Gin Moonlight. Shame on I asked to the bio labs, especially dealing with mosquitoes and ticks. Well, mosquitoes and ticks, what they're doing with those are a bit scary. Let's see here. We need more evidence of these biolabs, though, guys, because biolabs are where we having a biolab doesn't necessarily entail a bad thing. Some of them have got pathogens they ought not have, and that ought to be stopped. But gain of function research, that needs to not exist anywhere. So we got to research, but there's been a lot of accusations about that, and I think that they'd require some more research. So yeah, let's see. Less cool, great ideas, looks like all points of view. Exactly. I'll entertain different points of view, guys. So that's why I'm glad to see a diverse audience tonight. Hello from Nova Scotia. Prayers for the world. Yeah, we all need to pray for the world. And a lot of times in my videos, I hold a prayer session, and it's for all faiths. I don't distinguish one way or the other, because I think the power is powerful wherever it comes from. So, look, my main study buddy when I went to college was a kid who was living in Tehran, Iran, back in the day when I was packed up to go over there when I was in the Army at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. So, I always think about that and look at that kid. Man, it was about to send me to your hometown. Jeez. So, and he's a good friend. So he'd always try to convert me to his faith. I didn't go, but look, I've had Q-mates who are Muslim. In fact, my daughter has got one of her names is Muslim. My youngest daughter. Well, it came from actually came from Swahili. The Swahili is a language comprised of both Bantu and Arabic words. I wasn't sure where it came to until my Q-mate smiled when I told him her name. Malaika. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you know what Malaika means. If you're in the chat room and you know what Malaika means, put it in here. It means the same thing as her first name, by the way. Dan Fleal says, my name in Putin thing asked me again. Oh. All right, Dennis. Yeah. That's one of our old jokes. Except we used to say pudding tang. Putin. All right. So from there have been no confirmed casualties, rockets, in Erbil. That's what I heard so far, but time will tell, guys. Let's see, guys, USA government are the service or the Satan. Yeah, they may be. There's look, I'm gonna tell you, governments are corrupt all over the world. Governments are corrupt by definition. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. But these knuckleheads play us against each other. Like I said, hey, I enjoyed my trip to Moscow better than any city I ever visited, other than maybe Toronto. No, I think I had a lot of fun in Moscow, to be honest. I enjoyed that city. Met a lot of awesome people there, including people who built a lander that landed on Venus. But just sit and chat idly with people like that, was a lot of, I'm an engineer, I'm a space guy, that kind of stuff. Just, I like that. Missile strike near U.S. consulate in Erbil, no American casualties reported. Thank you, Ransom. I think the embassy is the same. Yeah, embassy, consulate, they're the same. A consulate is, part of an embassy. So a bunch of countries have biolabs. Yeah, biolabs are in just about every nation. I mean, any little bitty poorest nation on earth. Maybe Haiti has one still even. Question is, what do they do? That's the question. Now, if there are biolabs out there doing gain of function research, we need to find out, and we need to nip it at the bud if our country is funding it, because that stuff's illegal, and we need to put a spotlight on it and go put it out there. And I mentioned this in my last video last night. We need to stop it. Having one country attack one other little country isn't going to do it if it's spread all over the world. Well, how do you nip that at the bud? We do it. It's not something that they are going to do. They is us. We is they. It's up to us. And if you want to do that, I got my website at freedomrestorationfoundation.org. Go to the Action Center page, and it tells you how to contact your congresscritters. But get the evidence first. Or you don't want to go in with some of the stuff I've seen been half-baked. So make sure you got stuff that connected, and it connects it to gain of function. So just make sure you got the right kind of connective evidence. And if you do, bring it up, and if we can build a case to it, we'll go on it. But right now, I'm not seeing it. So we got to be careful. This, even the words we're talking right now, gets us in trouble here on this network. I got to start on another platform. My dad was a Russian linguist. Oh, okay, there, Ransom. Good to see that. Yeah. Well, when I was there, I was able to pick up enough that I could read in Cyrillic the name on the subway station the next I'm going to, and I would be able to pronounce it before they announced the name of the city. But I don't know Russian. I can't speak Russian, but I was starting to get a little bit of a hang of it when I was there. But that was 11 years ago. It's been 11. Yeah, it's in March, actually. March of 2010 is when I was in Moscow. It was a good trip, a really good trip. And you know, if I wasn't getting in trouble over there for being American, I wouldn't mind going again. I'll be honest. T. Pre says the context of biolabs is curious. Newland reported when Rubio asked about weapons, and they said that they're afraid it would fall into Russian hands. Well, you know, what is they're afraid of? So you know, there's a question. But here's one thing to know: you're not going to sanitize a biolab by bombing it. You know, that's the worst thing you could do because you're just going to spread whatever's there. So if they think they're going over there and bombing things to take care of them, then that's the worst thing you could do because whatever's there, the contents can get out. And if it is just a facility that's researching for anthrax for cattle or stuff like that, as some of them claim, then you're going to let that anthrax out. Then you're going to get cattle getting the diseases. So you know, it's not a good thing to have. You know, so a lot of the countries think, well, we got to have this bug over here. So if we actually get one, we can compare them. Yeah, we got it. You know, no, that's a bad idea. Very bad idea. You know, Sir Martin Rees wrote a book that in English and one in America was sold under the title of Our Final Hour. I think it was Our Final Century in England, but they know Americans have a shorter attention span. But the premise of the book is that our civilization, according to him, when he wrote it about 20 years ago, only had a 50% chance of surviving the next 100 years because of goofy stuff like this. And he thought the biggest risk was bio-era and bio-terror, that somebody might get a bug and use it for terrorism, but he was equally afraid that we might inadvertently release something. So there you go. We wouldn't have any suspicions of either of those today now, would we? You know, there are much worse bugs out there than the crud bug, which has just went around, by the way. Much worse birds, like bird flu, which could take out half the people if it were weaponized, were infective of people. And it just so happens that 2 labs did gain of function research and made bird flu a disease that people catch readily, and that happened in Belgium and in Indonesia. So, you know, why would anybody do research like that? That should be illegal. Anybody doing research like that ought to be hauled to the gallows. That should be absolutely illegal. All that kind of stuff should be illegal. Nobody on earth should tolerate. Wise Owl, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Wise Owl. You made my day. I appreciate it. For those that don't know, Wise Owl is heading up our little survival tribe group. So if you send us email about joining our survival tribes groups and things like that, you should be hearing from Wise Owl. If you haven't heard from them already, go check your junk email. So bear that in mind. Hans says evolutionary arts. Roger, we are busy. Yeah, we got 437 in the room watching. That's good. Let's see. Red Wolf, the bombs, the labs. Well, yeah, but no, you know, I got to tell you, you don't. In Star Trek, when you shoot somebody with a laser or a phaser, they completely disappear, and there's not a fiber left of their clothes. And oh yeah, by the way, the ground that they're standing on don't get singed. In Star Wars, you know, when you got a spaceship in front of you, you got your laser cannon, you blast it, you fly right through the shrapnel, which is just balls of light. In real world, if you flew through that, you would be utterly destroyed by that shrapnel. In real world, you don't 100% destroy anything when you bomb it. In the real world, when you bomb something, you create a little fire over here and you create a pressure wave that blows everything out. So if you got a facility and you put a bomb on it, what you've done is you crack that facility open, you've created a fire in one place and basically blown everything out, unless you nuke it. Then you might possibly totally sanitize if you nuke it, but that's not what's happening. And you know, sometimes the cure is worse than the medicine is worse than the disease. What am I trying to say? The cure is worse than the disease. Well, anyway, I'm getting that kind of backwards there. But bomb in, yeah. So we're told there's 2 things about that story that don't really make a lot of sense to me. One is that we're told that the Russians are bombing them to sanitize them, and the other thing we're told is that the biolabs in Ukraine are developing genetically designed diseases to kill Russians. Ukrainians and Russians are the same people for the most part. So, in fact, the Russia actually got started in Ukraine. Kyiv is considered the mother city of Russia because of that. It was really Kiev Rus, and they kind of did evolve separately over time. But holy smoke, guys, whatever the case is, yeah, there's a lot of misinformation flying around, and we don't have all the answers. That's my basic premise here. A lot of people think they got the answers. We don't. But one of the reasons I did the video I did last night was just simply to point out that I think we're being played by both sides toward some same goal, a goal of a global crash so the world economy can be reset. You ever heard of that? Oh, great. I have to wonder about it. What do y'all think? I mean, I think that may be a possibility. Again, we don't have all the answers. Pesky Russian bots. Well, we may get some bots in here tonight. That's for dang sure, especially given the topic we're talking about. Joe won't do crap. He probably has to have somebody change his diaper for him. I'm not sure he can even do that anymore. But he probably makes plenty of because he eats enough ice cream, right? He's probably eating ice cream right now, trying to figure out what to do, right? Hiding in his mama's basement. India says that accidentally fired a missile due to technical malfunction. Yeah, well, that was just reported by a Pakistani in our chat room here tonight. Isn't that amazing? That's scary. See, that's the kind of thing that can lead to an inadvertent nuclear war, because India and Pakistan are right on each other's border. And if one side thinks the other side's attacking it, they're on a hair trigger to launch. I've reported on that, and I've told you that that I always thought that was the most likely, most probable place for a nuclear war to occur. So let's hope it don't. But why is that occurring right now? I mean, gee, with everything going on in Ukraine, with now this thing going on with missiles being launched at the U.S. consulate and into Saudi Arabia directly from Iran, why would this be going on now? Why now? To me, it's highly, highly suspicious. Highly suspicious, guys. Shall do T. Okay, says Amanda. All battalions in Ukraine Army. What about all battalions, Amanda? Let's see here. Metamorphosis. That's a good name. It says bingo. All right. Thank you, John Spirit. It's all lies, says Brendan Hall. Well, there's lots of lies out there, that's for sure. I mean, there's some truth out there somewhere, but we got to be able to sort through it to figure out where it is. I'm positive you're right. We're being paid by both sides. There you go. See, that's why I was trying to show you guys that Mr. Putin had been real chummy with Klaus. I mean, real chummy. Oh yeah, I've known you since 1992, back when I was just a little peon working for a mayor. Okay, all right. So he was bragging about it. Chummy, huggy. So yeah, you got to watch these guys. It may be a good cop, bad cop gang. They may be using Putin as the bad cop. Well, if he's got to be the bad cop, he's probably the perfect guy to be the bad cop. So at least from the side they're portraying, it could all be a big kabuki dance. Who knows? Why the consulate in Saudi Arabia? Why not Israel? See, but that's a good question. Because I would expect they would be figuring that Israel would hit them, and so they would maybe do a preemptive strike on Israel before they hit anybody. So that's a really good question. But it also means that Israel may be about to get hit. I don't know. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Don't say, oh, Greg said that Iran's about to hit Israel. No, I don't know this, but it's possible. Right now, given what's going on, I'd have to say anything's possible. Ace Madero, how you doing? He says, hey, hello. Yeah, you should get some light going down the tunnel there. Cliff High. Is Cliff High in the house? Let's see here. Tico, controlled demolition of the American Empire. I would, yeah. Sounds kind of like that. We have Cliff in the house. Let's see if I can find him. Cliff, are you in the house? It'd be good to have Cliff in the house. He is listening to some of my stuff before. I know that. All right. So Klaus was doing the bragging. Well, he bragged in one video about Vladimir having been one of his students. But then Vladimir bragged about having known Klaus since 1992, and this was like 7 years before he became a world leader, a president of Russia. He was at that time just working for a mayor. Maybe he saw Klaus out. He was trying to rise, get up in the structure. I don't know. Peace was murdered in the gallows. The skeleton of freedom weeps over her grave. War starts throwing fire everywhere. Oh, might sound like a song there, man. Free, bad one, like something War Pigs. Anyway, all right. Yeah, folks, let's don't be cussing in here. No cursing. No cursing is allowed. I don't care what side you're on. Cursing is not allowed on my channel. We have a family channel here. And respect, try to have respect for people in here. No cursing and try to have respect, please. Yeah, that's a strange pattern. It sure is there, KD. Strange pattern. That's odd. You know, it's like just trying to throw it in your face. It's like, really, you want to do this? You want to call it that? They're not throwing it in our face. Wait till China joins in. Well, they might. Let's hope not. So, again, somebody asking, I didn't finish the answer. Somebody says, hey, Chris, appreciate it there. Thank you, buddy. Chris Morgan, thank you. Thank you. That's 2 good super chats tonight. Thank you, Chris. Johan, right. No cursing. Please, no cursing on my channel. We're a family channel. I'm not claiming to be perfect, but we want to keep it clean, guys. This is a family channel. Even though we report scary things sometimes. I do have some young people come in here from time to time. And a lot of people here have faith, and there's a lot of sensibilities. And so we don't want to walk on each other. So have respect. Horrible times indeed, says Amanda. Yeah, amen. Amanda, you changed your last name, Bioary. I don't remember saying that on you before. It was just Amanda B. Now you know Amanda Boiarry. That's a new one, Amanda. Changed her name on here. Okay, very good. So yeah, we're probably gonna get some bots tonight, given the subject that we're covering, and given what we're I look like Dumbledore. Hey, I'm just me. Most of the Asians are on Putin's side and think America's a bully. Well, you know, I can see where they're coming from, Ollie. And you know, some of them are and some aren't. You know, it depends on whether. See, Ken Crowder says, "Crap, Greg. I'm not being allowed to send a super chat. Says my card can't be updated." Well, I don't know. We can always maybe have a credit card problem. You can always send money to Greg at greengregs.com through PayPal. That's another way to do it. Gandalf is better. There you go. I get called the worm Gandalf. So even one of my followers sent me a magic wand. Yes, one of my followers. This is Woden's Wand of Wonders, sent to me by Gorgeous Awesome. When they do beautiful jewelry work and things like that, copper work, crystals. So, and anyway, Lord of the Rings. Fauci got an ouchie. Well, he needs a bunch of ouchies, I think. Trump let Iran bomb U.S. base and did nothing. Well, he took out one of their generals. He did take out one of their generals. So, let's see here. Try to read what you guys are saying. Yeah, he killed a Soleimani, sure enough. So, and that really got Iran fired up. So, and depopulation. That's what a lot of people are talking about. Well, you look at the Georgia Guidestones, the stuff they used to place on Deagle. Who knows, guys? We, you know, there you go. You're right, Soul's Eye. That's another way to do it. Land will be laughing about the Gandalf. All right, so guys, I'm just trying to help everybody here. You know, yo, Greg, big hugs. Well, big hugs to you, Connie. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, guys, really and truly, I don't care where you're from. We're all in this together ultimately as people. As people on this planet. We're all in this together. And we're all being played, I feel like. But whatever the case is, nuclear war is one of those things. If we got into that, it's going to spread. That radiation spreads around the world. It's not a pretty thing. What right does a disagreement between two countries have to affect people in other nations? You know, innocent people maybe living in the Amazon or you know, or people living in the Congo, for example, like, you know, just bushmen, tribesmen. Why should they be suffering and dying because of the disagreement between two other countries? Why should they have higher cancer rates? Why should we be infecting creatures all over the world with our political disagreements? It's an awful thing. Leave squirrels for me. I love frog legs too. All right, Raleigh. Should be able to hear my. Hey, I had a frog. I was out in my greenhouse last night. I did a video trying to get the snow off of it, and I was walking around the snow, and you could hear my peeper frogs peeping outside. So I had snow frogs last night. So yeah, sometimes I bring y'all stuff I'm doing. It's a little off topic maybe. So this is mostly a prepping channel, but a part of prepping in my opinion, to me, is gardening. It's get your food, get ready, be able to survive these times, because right now food shortages are going to be very acute, because a lot of nations are deciding they're not shipping food out. They're going to hold what they got, but that means the trade is gone, and the supply chains were already stressed at breaking point. Now they're shattering. So you better be growing your own food. Now, I do have links you can go to right now and get seeds. You better get them right now. I was just uploading a video telling you need to buy seeds about to when this news broke, and so I deferred that video. I did it outside earlier today. I'll have to either upload it late tonight or in the morning. But so I had a seed video I was going to upload, and I just didn't do it. Greg, if you freeze earthworms, do they stay alive after they thaw? Well, if they freeze solid, no, but when an earthworm thinks it's going to freeze to death, they throw out eggs, so they'll have a successive generation after them. But I've had beds that froze that half the worms survived in, so it's kind of amazing. More snow frogs. Yeah, Connie, did you check my video last night? I had snow frogs last night. So yeah, I think you were in the chat room if I recall right. So Richard Smith, land, space, and earth, not a problem for population, food, energy is. Guys, we got a way to handle these things. We can handle all the people in the world easily. And I've got a concept called my universal habitat, which you can live at a high standard of living, as good as you're living today, and have a home that you live in, make a living out of, and grow all your food in your home on a 1/10 of an acre. It's an amazing concept. You got to go search my universal habitat videos. I'm going to work that out. I plan to build one. And there's no reason that people living like that shouldn't have any reason to want to fight each other. I mean, there's nothing that you would gain by fighting another person, because you got everything you need already. So government shouldn't be able to play us against each other. So that's what we ought to go to, people. And people over the world could get along a lot better if we didn't have all these stress and strains. Maybe we just got to get rid of the governments that pit us against each other. See, famine and bioweapon. Well, you know, read Revelations, guys. You know, famine is a big part, could be a big part of what's coming at us, and disease. And you can get disease just from famine alone. You ought to do a meme for advertising for Gandalf. Got worms would be a good sales giver. I gotta be careful because Gandalf is trademarked. Raven Poe, hoo-ah, for the U.S. Army veteran. You know, I am an Army veteran. That's true. Are you an Army veteran now, Raven? So my Flora Oasis, you got any Everglades tomato seeds? Seminole pumpkin. No, check on, just go to Truth Market and check. I'm going to be bringing another seed supplier on real soon. Check my links to Tree Leaf Market. I got them on lots of my videos. I'll try to put one on this video after I post it when we get done here. Knowing, you know, it's getting bad, Mexicans are swimming back.
I like to swim in Mexico. Give me a check come over the border and get
The Mexicans are swimming back across the Rio. Yeah, that's getting pretty bad. Let's see, Ron Frey, Iran. Are you laughing about Iran? Well, Iran's got some pretty formidable forces, guys. And the head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard was told at one point, he was told, says, look, there's 9 critical substations in the United States. If you took them out, it'd take down the whole power grid of the United States. It would devastate the United States. And he said, 9? I've got sleeper cells that have already targeted 20. So guys, this could be what we're facing. If we're getting into a war with Iran, we may be lights out. It could happen. It could happen tonight, tomorrow. Maybe not, but it could happen. I mean, if they really think that we're a threat to them, they might trigger those sleeper cells to go into motion. And what they would do would be similar to the attack that occurred in outside, what's the name of that station? I talk about it all the time. There's a power station outside of in California. Gosh, I'm getting brain locked right now. the Metcalf station, the Metcalf power station outside of San Jose was attacked 16 April 2013 by guys with AK-47s. They haven't been able to trace it down yet. So you need to pay attention to that, guys. This is a threat. I am an Army veteran. All right, very good there, Raven. That makes two of us then. Later in the house. Nina Ritchie says a lot of Ukrainian propaganda through DOD and MSA and other. That is propaganda all over the place from both sides. And that's true. A lot of propaganda. That's what happens in war. Both sides turn open the propaganda mills and they just scream it out. Tons of it, tons of it. So you're going to see a lot of propaganda. And you'll see the propaganda alleging all kind of things, and you'll see staged videos to underscore whatever propaganda they want to generate. That's a big a war is an information war. CT Garvin's, yeah. Mike met me at CT Garvin's too, buying seeds. That's a local place you can get seeds too. So I get them through my orders. I do order seeds through Tree Leaf Market, but I also buy seeds local. Yeah, that's the last place I saw Mike Fear. And Mike, the guys at CT Gardens know me well, don't they? So yeah, that's a local feed store. That's one of the best local sources for seeds. All right, Mike, we spilled the beans. CT Garden might be out of seeds before I can get back there. Let's see here. Okay, somebody deleted that. Joe Dirt says, if it happens, nukes won't otherwise world over. Won't otherwise world. I don't understand that phrase there. So I think we're safe from that. I don't know, guys. Betting on safety today is not a good bet when a lot of their plans talk depopulation. The first casualty is truth, says the Reverend Jim Jones. Wow, the Reverend Jim Jones in the house. Yikes. Mossy Horn Hunter says, I've seen nothing in the news about this. Yeah, exactly. This is breaking news now. Somebody's picking up bits and snippets of it out here, but that's why I come on here as fast as I have. I'm trying to get out here first. I have already seen footage that purports to be missiles being launched from Iran, and I've seen footage. This is Twitter stuff. I don't have a Twitter account myself. I've seen footage of missiles landing around Erbil. And I'm told that the Erbil, U.S. consulate in Erbil came under attack. I'm told that Iran came under attack. So that's what we got, guys. Michael Greg ain't old, but chubby like me. There you go, Mike. There we go, Mike. So, Tim, what's going on? Okay, Tim, just to recap one more time here. Reports of missile attack on the U.S. consulate from Iran with really large explosions. These are large missiles. These aren't the little Russian rockets that they've used in the past, apparently coming from the Iranian proxy organizations. This is reputed to be actual Iranian missiles of large size being fired on a U.S. consulate in the Kurdish region of Iraq in a town known as Erbil. And also it's been reported that they have attacked the Saudi Arabia directly. Why they have not attacked Israel yet, I don't know. I would have thought that might have came first. Maybe they're clearing the ground. I don't know, guys. Maybe they're being paid by China. So the China, I was going to go down this road. I didn't do it. Maybe China's behind this just to distract us so they can have more clearance to go into Taiwan. But on the other hand, so maybe China's looked and says, United States ain't going to do anything. We'll just go into Taiwan. If they're going to do anything, we got them tied up between Iraq and Iran and Europe. But then again, China might be sitting back and looking at how slow things have been going in Taiwan and thinking, this ain't gonna work out too well for us because we're not right next to Taiwan. We got to cross a 100-mile open strait of water. We'll be sitting ducks. So, and that could be. One thing we're seeing from this war in Ukraine is that the days of tanks and big aircraft might be highly challenged in a world where you can have little bitty drones taking attacks or used for attacks with drones or small targets. They're fast, they're responsive, and they can take out these larger vehicles and missiles. So a drone bearing a missile is a very formidable weapon. A man on the ground with a shoulder fired missile is a very formidable weapon. And that's a lot cheaper than multi-million-dollar fighter craft bombers and tanks. So we may be seeing a huge change in warfare. And I did a video on that a while back about drones, but I think I called it drone apocalypse, maybe, because drones can also be very scary in their own right. So, well, let's see what's going on in the chat room. We're probably going to go here in a little bit, because I've said as much as I know, and beyond that, we've done a lot of speculation, and what I know is pretty thin right now. Mossad and CIA doing this? Well, Mossad and CIA working together? I don't know, Ron. But if it's been launched from Iran, which some video reportedly shows, then Mossad has operated from Iran, because they go over and bomb stuff. They do covert operations there. But launching missiles from there, probably not. Taiwan is heating up. Oh yeah, another thing is supposedly Russian TV is showing attack plans for Russians going after the Baltic states. The Baltic states are NATO nations. If Russia, why would they do that when they seem to be bogged down in Ukraine? That don't make a lot of sense to me. But if they did that, we are treaty bound to respond, and whoever attacks a NATO nation, we're treaty bound to attack. So that would be a World War III scenario. How this is going to play out, guys, I got a crystal ball here. I'm gonna tell you what, even though it looks clear, the best thing I can see right now is my computer screen turned upside down. Okay. So who knows, guys? The message, the bottom line, what I'm getting across here is not who did what so much as that stuff is going down, and it's time to be prepared. It's time to be aware. It's time not to panic. You should never panic, but pay attention, open your eyes, get ready. Tell your loved ones you love them. You should always do that. You don't know what the last chance you're going to have to do that is. Hug your family, your friends, and get ready. Make sure you got preps in order. Make sure you got food, supplies, not just food, but stuff you use every day in your life. You need plenty of it. You don't know how long, even if none of this goes to pass, the supply chains are snapping right now. The economy is cracking. We're in for a rough ride, even under the best of circumstances from here out through the winter. This coming winter, I'm really worried about food this coming winter, guys. So grow your own gardens, grow your own food. That's something David Devine would second. I know he was in the room a little bit ago. David Devine would be really big on that. He will tell you to grow his own food. He's Gorgeous Awesome's here. Hey, Gorgeous. Somebody was comparing me to Gandalf earlier, and I showed them your handiwork here. So Gorgeous Awesome is in the room. This is their handiwork. And by all means, share. They have an Etsy store. They sell a lot of their beautiful work. They're very awesome artisans, working copper, crystals. Hey, Kevin, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I really appreciate that. So feel free to share your link there, Gorgeous Awesome, your store. This is one of the things that made me. This is called a Lemurian laser wand. So check it out, guys. And they also made me a worm. I got a worm. Sometimes I wear a worm. Since I got a worm farm, I think that it's a red worm. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And that's a lot of copper. So check them out, guys. Gorgeous Awesome. Anyway, now I got a lot of mods in the room talking here. So yeah, when I started, I didn't have many mods. There's some weird energy in Australia as well. Oh, what's going on, Amanda? Be safe. Let's see, what's Amanda saying?
Amanda said hey. So Amanda said hey.
Hey, Amanda. Brandy Robinson says hey. You hear her laughing? She's right over there. So let's see here. Huh? You gonna wave?
Yeah.
Well, it's not caught up. That's not live.
Oh.
The live image is right here.
Hey, Amanda. Hey, Amanda.
There's Brandy.
Let's say hi.
She's one of our mods. She's visiting right now. She's out there in that big RV. She is visiting. So she's saying hi to Amanda. Johan's in the room too.
Johan, love y'all.
Yeah. Oh, Hans Hammond. Thank you, Hans. Another super chat. That's awesome. Thank you.
Love y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Says thank you. I greatly appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. I really do. It's the super chats that make it worth going live for, guys. That's what makes going live work. Gorgeous Awesome. Share your Etsy store. They got beautiful stuff, guys. And Anastasia Dodson says, hello from Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Yeah, Oak Ridge is where the, we started our bomb work, but Oak Ridge National Laboratory is also the ones that sourced a lot of those survival shelter drawings that was in my nuclear survival video playlist, guys. So right now, everybody ought to go and check this out while you got a chance. I am going to show my nuclear survival playlist. Give me a second to pull it up. Give me a second here, guys. We're going to pull it up just a second. I got to pull up my channel. I want everybody to see these nuclear survival videos, especially right now when we may be getting into it with Iran, when we may be getting into it with Russia. Russia has more nukes than us. I should really do a whole tactical story on the nuke situation between the U.S. and Russia. And somebody mentioned the Poseidon earlier in the chat. Poseidon missile can carry a full-scale Serbama bomb, which is 100 megatons, which is twice the size of the largest one ever set off, which is a half Serbama. And if it's detonated undersea off the coast, it could take out an entire coast, one of these, the entire coast and all the cities of the United States on that coast. One device with a huge radioactive tsunami. Those ports would not be usable again for generations. The one off the Gulf Coast, one off the East Coast, one off the West Coast of the United States, the remnant locked inside would be landlocked. And the EMP on top of that in the United States would be done. So it's just the war with Russia is way too risky for people to be talking about, oh, we can do a new fly zone, and maybe they won't retaliate with nuclear weapons. Do you realize what kind of Russian roulette that is? That is bat guano crazy to be talking about stuff like that, in my humble opinion. Bat guano crazy. All right, so let's look here, guys. I do not think that we need to be getting into that. All right, so guys, here it is. If you go to my channel and just go down here and look at the playlist, this is our live video right now. Surviving nuclear war. This is all one big long presentation I'm giving here, broken down in 2 parts. This is nuclear bug out zones and shelters, safe zones. You need to watch this one. What to do in the first 24 hours, the second 24 hours. I did this video with Stacy Zivicki. Then over here is a video of another one talking about radiation detectors. Here I'm talking about the Chernobyl and a couple other videos in this playlist. Check it out. If you haven't checked out my worm playlist, you need to check out, look, 554,000 views on this. 454. It's the size of the engine in my blue truck. So a lot of videos here of worm farming. So the breaking news videos, some of these I need to delete. They're not so much breaking anymore. I need to update that list. There's a lot of wild edible videos, grid videos, growing microgreens videos, gardening, and aquaponics, all kind of stuff here, guys. Check it out. Or you can go hit videos here and search on my videos. And you can hit the hourglass and search on topics. That's a couple of different ways to look at this stuff. So what I'm trying to do is build a network. We're trying to work on a social media system. Maybe Currency, Wise Owl is working on a tribe network. So we're trying to build some networks here, guys, for us to use for surviving and get through these crazy hard times that may be upon us. So we come back to the chat room here. All right, so Brandy's come in the chat room. Good evening, my favorite swivel heads. Good to see you there, Brandy, in the chat room. I should have just stand behind there a minute ago. Yeah, if you saw my video last night while I walked by a big RV in my driveway, that's what she's staying in. See, the Watchman plane was down here in Patrick Air Force Base yesterday. Oh, what plane is that, Wazell? Loose lips sink ships. Well, that is true. We got to be careful what we say. Hands down, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you for that. Please do subscribe to my channel. Give me some thumbs up, everyone. Like the video and share this. And please, yeah, no cussing. please share my videos and go and check out the nuclear survival videos. Share them. Go through and please share my videos because my channel is having a hard time on this platform. So all the sharing we can get is really helpful. 4.3 is a year old. Well, it may be. It's been older now. It may be getting ballistic. Greg, can I get wrenched? John in the spirit, I got give me a little time to see. Usually the rule that most channels have is they don't give anybody a wrench that asks for it. That's a kind of a standing word, a rule, unspoken rule, and actually spoken between most channels. If somebody asks for a wrench, they don't get it. You might get it, but you got to give me some time. I got to see see how you operate. We don't give wrenches to people. It's just going to beat people up with it. So well, we got to get used to you here. If you're a mod on some other channels that I know well, that will definitely work in your favor. So you might earn a wrench, but if you want to earn a wrench, don't ask for them. I will share this on Gap. Well, thank you, John the Spirit. Appreciate that. Thank you, Stan Granfield. Good evening, Greg. Crazy stuff out. Yeah, crazy stuff. So once again, the bare minimum from what I got when I started this video, and we've been going for a little bit now, but the bare minimum, what I've got is the following: that rockets have been launched from Iran. Apparently, these are Iranian military rockets, not some proxy group, because they're actually large-scale rockets, unlike the ones we've often seen in the past. And these rockets have hit a U.S. consulate near the city of Erbil, which is in the Kurdish region of Iraq. And apparently, they've also hit Saudi Arabia. These are acts of war. I don't know what's going to come out of this, but it's not pretty. It's not pretty, my friends. So keep your eyes wide open and keep your head on the swivel, because it may be coming at us, guys, with what's going on in Ukraine. There's also, I just saw some video, which was supposedly from Russian TV, showing plans to attack Baltic nations, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, which are the Baltic nations that used to be under in the Soviet Union, which they never wanted to be. They're now NATO countries. And by Article 5 of the NATO treaty, if they're attacked, we have to attack whoever attacked them. So it's not good. Greg, I was on Lee's channel yesterday, still says wait 39 weeks till I can type a chat. Really? Subscribers only. Oh, well, he's got some subscription system. Depends on what it depends on what he's in. So let's see, only been subbed, have to wait forever. Just FYI to decent info, stupid rules. Well, he's trying to get off this platform, and he's trying to build a different platform for that. He's got it by subscription service because he's not monetized on YouTube. So, and he's trying to make a living from his news network, which he's doing it full time. So yeah, he needs, he deserves a chance to make a living from it. So, and our military equipment was left in Afghanistan. Yep, no kidding. So much. And some of that may be coming back here. So anyone who wants 10% off coupon, use the code We Love You. That is awesome. All right, gorgeous, awesome. Just put their Etsy link up. It says anyone who wants a 10% off use coupon, use the code We Love You. Hey, you can't get any better than that. You can't get any better than that. So guys, that's some beautiful stuff there. I guarantee it's beautiful stuff. So anyway, guys, look how beautiful. Look at this copper work. Awesome copper work. Awesome copper work. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. And oh yeah, this is not a bone. This is apple wood. And they told me this was an apple for the teacher because I was teaching them about gardening. And this is coming from a Russian meteorite. And it's shungite. So I got some Russian on me right here. So, all right, there you go, my friends. All right, let's see what's happening here. Ray, add-on. Just stumble upon your page. Great quality content. I'm about to binge watch your channel. Thank you. Thank you for that. Please subscribe to my channel. Bang the up the notification bell and click all. Fire hose, blessings. I suggest everyone pray for those called leaders. Oh, yeah. Even pray for your enemies, honestly, especially our leaders. Yeah, they need prayers too, but guys, pray for the world. Just pray for peace. Pray that we get through this stuff. Steffords Jay says, yes, John. Okay. All right, guys, we're about to end this video. Yes, gorgeous. I need you to make me a crystal necklace with an amethyst. All right, guys. Yeah, show special order. Are you Burger King? Gorgeous, awesome. Handle special orders. Greg is binge worthy. Well, thank you, Connie. Thank you for that. I see I'm getting some people here who will say it's worth really watching my channel and going through all my old videos. So check it out. KD, get some mullein tea in those lungs. There you go, KD. Yeah, I should do that. Some mullein, some comfrey. Got to do some things, I guess. Let's see, cha-cha. Yeah, I'm letting them range lately. I've been so busy, I haven't had time to do anything, though. Mark Roderick says, stumble across your worm videos. He is in for the rest. Yeah, I got worm videos. There's a bunch of videos on worms. Another way to find them is go to greengregs.com. If you go to greengregs.com, there are some tabs that you can click on. One is just worm videos, and it really goes into great details about worms, and it starts from the very basics and goes down. It's a session that you'll need to know for raising worms. You'll also find it's an easier place to go to find my videos on wild edibles and not videos on gardening. Okay, Brandy said, talking to gorgeous. Let's see here. We love you. It's sending a message on Etsy. We'll love to make custom piece for you. There you go. Perspective Visions, Green Graves. Do you still work? Yes. This is the Greg Allison Space Flight Center here. Actually, this equipment all belongs ultimately to the Marshall Space Flight Center. I do work a full-time day job. I work long hours during the week. So and I've got a garden. I got a worm farm. I'm trying to build a mushroom house. I'm growing microgreens. And I do a lot of reporting on here. And a lot of this stuff requires a lot of research. I've shown you in the past all the articles I scan through and different places I go. And I've got a lot of people on the ground. I know generals. I know colonels. I know ambassadors. I'm going to be bringing some of these people on next week. I think maybe I got to check my email. I think Monday I might have Dr. Peter Vincent Pry back on. Not Vincent Pry. Peter Pry. Yeah, it is Vincent. Okay. Dr. Peter Pry. And we're still negotiating the time. And I'll be getting General Crosney to get back on the channel. I've got I talked with Arthur Bradley. We've been talking about doing a show. And I've got Colonel Tommy Waller coming on. Tommy Waller has really been working grid defense and nuclear power plant security stuff. And I turned him on to that, and he's really pushing that now. So he was at my power grid defense Colonel Tommy Waller. You'll not see him on this channel yet, so you're going to see him next week. And you'll probably also see Doug Ellsworth. Doug is not Doug Ellsworth. You're going to be seeing not him. It's going to be Glenn. I'm getting brain locked now because I'm another guy. Glenn Rhodes. He is working with the EMP Homeland. EMP Homeland. Oh, shit, I'm getting brain locked so bad right now. Anyway, he's working on one of our groups that is doing power grid defense, and he's going to be coming on because Colorado's done a lot of awesome stuff to get their grid hardened. So he's going to be talking that. He's also Galactic Greg. Yeah, I got another channel called Galactic Greg where I cover space topics. So I'm a busy guy. I don't sleep. Did you ever meet Winter von Braun? No, I never met him. One of my good friends though was well, actually was the manager of the Saturn V rocket program, Conrad Dannenberg. I've carved Conrad Dannenberg's Christmas turkey quite a few times. I also knew Ernst Stuhlinger, but by the time I got out of high school and headed up toward Huntsville area, Winter von Braun was already up in D.C. or he died about that time of cancer. But a lot of the people I'd worked for, a lot of the people that I knew had worked for and known Winter von Braun. And he was the kind of guy who did management walking around. He would actually go in and make the janitor feel like they were the most important person in an organization. He would, he talked to everybody. And he got a feel for what they were doing. So he really knew what was going on in his organization, probably better than a lot of the other managers. So the middle level managers get pull the wool over his eyes. He was technically brilliant, and he also knew organizational stuff, and he was pretty sharp on the political side of things. So he was very much an advocate of wanting to develop space, and he did a lot of stuff for kids and education. And you'll find a lot of these guys are very equal opportunity type people, people of many colors and faiths. Got a lot of help from a lot of these old Germans that were here in the United States, like Conrad Dannenberg. He was a teacher for Space Camp. A lot of students were inspired to follow technical careers because of Conrad Dannenberg. And it includes a lot of minority people. So a lot of people got a lot of misconceptions about these individuals. And I just want to straighten that out a little bit, because I get banged on for some people. Oh, they accuse me of being SS. No way. I'm very much anti-Nazi. My dad fought against the Nazis in World War II. So just keep that in mind, guys. Pam Sloan, Erbil Iraq, man. Yeah, okay. So I worked with WB second. I don't know what that is. WB Ashley says, help me out there. Bud says, make double sense. Kurds are a thorn in both Sunni and Shia. So that's true. That's true. Kurds ought to have their own country, quite frankly. But see, Kurds were divided up between several countries, and they want to be independent from them. They want their own people. Pete, worms love pumpkins and watermelon. They do. And bananas and rabbit poop. They love all that. I've fled many a watermelon rind. I love watermelons, and the worms love the rind. So we got a mutual deal between the worms and I on that. Cha-Cha said, Dow's glad you weren't hurt. Oh yeah, I was having to be in the greenhouse tonight to tape up some plastic. It's going to get cold out there. I'm going to have to go ahead and turn on the heater shortly. But Randy helped me hold the ladder. So let's see, bicycle. Okay. All right. I'm taking the top here one more time. And we've been on long here, especially given the information I got right now is thin. Given the thinness of the information I got, we've been on for a long time. Brian Keith says, you remember that show? We used to have what's that family show? We had a guy, the main character was called Brian Keith. Does your worm videos have info on getting the poop out of it to use? Yeah, absolutely. You need to go check it out, guy. I tell you, go to check out. Best place to find them, the worm videos, is to go to greengregs.com. Go, all right, you're making me want to have to show you here. I've shown on many videos, so I'll show it again here. Go to greengregs.com. I will pull it up and we're going to look at it. I'll show you how to find it. I mean, it's on my channel. It's on my YouTube channel, but you might find them easier, at least in the order that makes better sense if you go the place I ordered them right. I'm limited to how I can organize things on YouTube. So here we go. We're going to share screen. Here is my website, greengregs.com. And if you want to see about growing worms, you come over here to the vermiculture. The tab says vermiculture, worms, videos. Now there's a video, there's buy worms, which right now I'm not selling. It explains why right here. There's why raise red worms. There's a few videos there. How to raise red worms. Testimonials from my customers. But this is what you want to see. Because here all the videos are in the order that you need to watch them in. Because it starts with the basics. Then the next thing you need is you need a worm bin to put your worms in. So there's several videos about building worm bins. Once you've built your worm bin, you need bedding to put in it. So I got several videos about bedding. What to use for worm bed? The best worm bed. The number one thing not to put in a worm bed. Feeding your worms. Now we get into care of the worms, how to feed them. Feeding water. Worm bin insect control. What if you got pot worms in your worm beds? What if you don't have any baby worms in your worm beds? Sign your worm bed is too wet. How to keep them warm in the winter. Very good topic right now. And then what are the products that you might do? How to brew worm tea. Worm tea big brew. That's a 5-gallon bucket. There's a bigger brew. I also grow most of mine in a pickle barrel, an olive barrel. Worm harvest. How to do a quick harvest of worms and castings. DIY trauma. This is a trauma I built myself. Use it for worm harvest and castings. Worm bin, a free worm bin, easy and casting harvest. It's showing how to get a free worm bin. This is basically with a kitty litter box. All right, so peat moss press. So we're going to talk about pressing peat moss. Things about getting horse manure. Now, if you want to see more applications of using the worm castings in your gardening, go over to gardening videos. This raised bed garden tips, raised beds 101. Guys, this video right here goes into how to make your bedding, and it covers worm castings. And I use worm castings every time I plant anything, because I plant everything in worm castings. So you will find a lot of videos in here, and it takes a while for the pictures to catch up here. Slow to load. It's loading. It's taking a little bit of time. Now, if you actually want to go into YouTube, you like double click this, click it once, it'll play here. If you want to watch it from YouTube, you can click right there and watch it on YouTube. That's probably the best way to watch it. So if you want to, these guys run 1/10 of an acre here and make a living and feed their family from 1/10 of an acre. That's their DeVase family in Pasadena, California, and I was there. And you need to know your garden tools. So especially if you're a gardener, you need to know your hose. Microgreens. A bunch of stuff here, aquaponics. So there we are, my friends. Wild edibles. You ever ate a maple helicopter? All right, so and finally, I'm not going to let it catch you up. There's a lot of stuff here about wild edibles. There's also medicinals, guys, especially the crap coming up where you might not be able to go to the pharmacy. You need to know about medicinals. Elderberry, goldenrod for your kidneys. Well, just got to get away from here. There's tons of stuff you need to see in here. Wild lettuce is a painkiller. Dandelion's got so many uses. Oh, eat your trees, please. So let's get out of that one. And this is my latest edition. This website is the microgreens. And if you're and want to buy microgreens from me for direct pickup, go to the Facebook site, and you can email me through there for what we're picking up, and we can add you to our email list. So there it is. And this is for the delivery I made today. Check that out right there. Some pretty little leeks. Recipes, different things. Pestos. That's a purple Rambo radish there. Anyway, we'll stop this here. Alrighty, guys. Come back here to my main chat room. See what you guys are saying. Hope I hadn't run everybody off showing you that. Where's it at? I don't see the speaker. Let me see. I didn't wipe out this page, the chat room page. There we are. Find the right page. Wow, a lot of chat going on here. 186 minutes. We're losing a lot of people, so we probably need to end the video. It's going long. Long videos get less watching. So I don't sing songs, sir, but my vision is pretty good. Okay. Greg, I don't see anything on the national news. Well, I'm breaking news. That's why. They haven't figured out what to say about it, probably. I don't get tribe thing. VMP, I don't get the tribe thing you're trying to build. I've done videos on that. Basically, if what I'm saying is that when it hits the fan, lone wolves don't survive. We got to work together. And if you're interested in joining a survival tribe, email me, put tribe in the subject line. Email me at info@freedomrestorationfoundation.org. You'll find that in the show notes of a lot of my videos, and you find it also in the pin notes. I should have to do another video on that now that we got things going. Anyway, all right, very good. A lot of links shared in here. we need to go, guys. We've gone too long, really, considering the thin information we got here. So that's going to hurt the views down the road here. Gorgeous. We are eating sweet potatoes right now. Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. All right. Oh, we see Someone mentioned Okay. Garlic. Yeah, I grow a lot of garlic. See, like-minded people in the same areas. There you go, Steffens. It's important. So, thank you, Gigi. We love you and send you all our best. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Guys, here's what to do. Just always remember, as light dispels dark, love dispels hate. We're living in times of a lot of hate. So go out and shine your love light to the world. Let's try to combat hate with love as much as we can. The time may come that we have to do otherwise, but guys, let's just try to understand the other people as much as we can and try not to get into the conflicts, but survive most of all. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate everyone. And we need to go to say our prayers when we go to bed tonight for the world, for all these countries. We're living in tumultuous times. I brought you this as I've seen it. I've seen video of what I'm talking about, and I've heard reports of it, but no, it's not hit the mainstream media yet. I don't know what's going to come out. Who knows? Mainstream media. And who knows? I may be saying more than they want me to say. So who knows? I may suffer for this. But anyway, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, mods. You've been really busy tonight. You've done a great job. Thank you, mods. And I think super chatters. Wow, we got some good super chats now. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. It really helps, especially when that encourages me to do more live videos, by the way. So I appreciate that. And I really appreciate everyone for just coming in here watching. Share my videos. Watch all these other videos I've done. Share them, because I'm trying to put content out here that help you survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. That's a proposition of this channel. So with that, I'm going to say again, thank you for watching.